So continuing on from our last lab where we were looking at digital terrain analysis, in this lab you're going to experiment with working with LiDAR data, starting off from original point clouds and then generating raster grids from it. Okay, so again, we provided a series of videos here to associate with visualizing point clouds, creating last data sets, and then rasterizing data, and also using raster calculator, which is needed for some of the operations. So you're going to answer some general questions about LiDAR data, and then you're going to start working with the data. So note we provided some example output for this area around Parsons. So just as a quick overview of that, here we have just a base image just for reference. This is the last data set. Note you have to zoom in here to actually see the points. And then we've created some features from that. So a DEM just from the ground data, a DSM from first returns or single returns. So first of many or single return. A intensity image from the first returns. So you can see the correlation there with land cover, and there's some questions about that. Note this is a near-infrared laser. And here's the hillshade image created from the DEM, a hillshade image created from the DSM with the texture with above ground features, buildings and trees and forests and whatnot. And lastly, an NDSM or height model that was calculated by subtracting the DEM from the DSM to get, again, the NDSM or normalized digital surface model. So you're going to walk through this process to generate some similar output, either for one of two data sets. So we provided LiDAR data for Kingwood, West Virginia, and Petersburg, West Virginia. Again, you don't have to do both. You just have to do one. So you can pick one and generate these output, and we've given you some required settings and whatnot there. And then answer some questions, and then create a deliverable layout. Some key things to be careful with. Probably one of the biggest issues people run into is they don't set the filter. So again, if you're going to make some type of output, you need to set the filter you want so it's honored by the tool. So for example, if you're going to make a ground model like a DEM, you're going to want to filter just the first returns, or sorry, just the ground returns. And if you wanted to do like a height DSM, like the first of many or single returns would make more sense.